year. And then welcome everybody. And the first thing on the agenda is approval of board minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
A second.
We've got a motion and a second. Approve the board minutes. All in favor? Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain? Okay. One abstain. Dennis abstain. Do we have anybody to address the board?
No.
All right. We're ready for the treasurer report.
Mr. Smith is not here. You've had an opportunity to look over the treasurer's report. Are there any questions or concerns regarding the treasurer's report and the fund report and the approval of claims?
Not make a motion to approve the funds report and the claims, treasurer's report.
Make that motion.
Lance makes the motion, Wayne seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Abstaining?
7-0. Consideration of our consent agenda, and we'll have to make a few declarations on that. But we'll start at letter A. Approve the resignations from the following: Terry Mitchell, 6th grade cheer coach. Number 2, under A, Canessa Young as the PE teacher at South Elementary. In B, approve the retirement of Donna Schultz at West Elementary, effective August the 1st, 2020. Under letter C, approve recommendations from Crawford County Schools principals. Number 1, Jennifer Miller as homebound teacher. Approve the following recommendation from Principal Brandon Johnson. We are going to put these on hold for the time being until the April meeting. And the reason for that being, there could be the suspension of the spring sports for the duration of the season. However, some of these coaches, particularly in track, have already started practicing, and we want to make sure that we compensate those people for those positions before we would carry on with the rest of those. So we'll put the rest of them on hold until the April meeting. If at that time we decide to go ahead with that, we'll just hire them at that time, but and then make sure that we compensate our current people who are and have been for 2 or 3 weeks working with track. So let's just say we'll table D at this time.
What was the first part on A? You had Terry Mitchell.
6th grade cheer coach, a resignation.
You should have one that's got red on it.
Should have been on there.
Should have. Here, right here, or right there. No. Right there.
And I had a second on that too, Troy. It was Canessa Young as PE teacher at South Elementary. It came in real late. We just added that.
Yeah, I got it. It was buried. I didn't see it.
We'll move on to letter E. Approve the recommendation from Principal Amy Aitchen. Samantha Purcell, special instructional assistant, should be a resignation from her.
From Samantha.
Yes. And under F, approve recommendation from Principal Tara Crothers, Jill Stutzman as a homebound instructor for an East Crawford elementary student. And that's all I have under the consent.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda, all but D.
I'll make the motion.
Marta makes the motion. Need a second?
Second.
Lang second. All in favor? Opposed? 7-0.
Okay, under old business, we had the USDA grant application, the $49,996. It actually you approved it in a previous meeting. We just need for you to approve it because it needed to run 10 days in the paper. It failed to do so. It was caught. We've already filled it out. They're ready to send us the money. We just need you to approve the USDA, and that is STEM money that we are going to use for purchase of computers.
I'll make the motion. Wayne? Okay, Wayne makes a motion to approve the funding on that. Need a second?
Second.
Wayne, second. All in favor?
Was there, when was that approved?
Last month.
January meeting?
Yes.
Okay, we got a motion and a second, and all in favor? Opposed? So moved.
What happened, it ran 7 days instead of 10. For the USDA to give it, it has to hit every book. Super nice guy to deal with.
Cash?
I'll do it for you. Okay, under new business, we've got a couple of different things. The approval of the Crawford County High School and Middle School renovation and construction bid document. That's what you have here in front of me. I just need a recommendation for the approval to move forward with the bids at this time.
I'll make that recommendation that we continue to move forward and begin to collect bids so we can evaluate what we've done.
Lance made the motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Ron, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? 7-0.
Under letter B, approval of the resolution to authorize continued wage payments to employees under the pandemic-related emergency closure. I'll read you that document this time. In the case of the pandemic-related emergency closure, the superintendent may reduce or disrupt employees' regular work hours or instruct employees to not report for work. The administration and the board realizes that the continuing wage payment to employees who suffer a loss of pay due to the pandemic-related emergency closure serves the purpose of maintaining morale, reducing turnover, and ensuring continuity in staffing when school reopens. This resolution authorizes continued wage payments to employees whose regular work hours are reduced or disrupted, or who are instructed not to report. I just need approval.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Second.
Larry makes the motion to approve the resolution, Dennis second. All in favor? 7-0.
Okay, we have, under letter C, the surplus, this Crawford Elementary playground equipment. They're getting ready to install new. I just need for you to surplus it, and in the document of the surplus, anybody that puts in a bid for that equipment must show proof of liability to remove it. And under the circumstances currently with the pandemic closure, we will set a date that they need to have it removed, hopefully before kids would by any chance return. But that's the only thing that we will put in the specification, liability and a date to get it done.
What does that bid process look like?
It's basically just submitting an open
We talked
bid.
about it as far as whether they pay for it?
Yeah.
They just write down a number, get, put it in an envelope, and then you open it up, and whoever gets the most.
And whoever gets it. and-
There's
and-
one bid, right?
As of right now.
That's what I mean.
I won't say there's one bid, there's
No.
one person of interest.
Right, but I'm saying, one person, you get a bid, you submit it, and that's it, right?
One option.
Yeah, if you wanna put a bid in, you write it down and you put it in.
Yes,
You don't come back to Dennis and say, hey, you gotta bid more.
no,
Right, that's what I thought.
we'll open them up and whoever
And the date,
meets those qualifications.
the
will-
date that it's open to bid,
Yes.
what is the date?
I think under the I was gonna have it in the next 2 weeks, but under these circumstances, because of our spring break, under these circumstances, I'm willing to extend that out for, at least another 2 weeks.
So you just give it a date, a time,
Let's just say March 30th.
and then a time, day when it's.
Yeah,
done?
we'll just say it must be done by March 30th.
Okay.
March 30th, the bids need to be handed in to the superintendent's office.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know, because I've had some people inquire about it. so.
Dennis is making the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Myrna second, all in favor? Oh, 7.
7-0. Okay, now we're gonna talk about, our preparation for feeding our students, okay? We've been in contact with the Department of Ed, particularly the food specialist. And what we are gonna offer is what's called the Summer Food Service Program. We're going to use Crawford County High School kitchen as the place of preparation for all of these meals. And we're gonna have 7 locations where the distribution of these meals are going to be given out to the people who will basically qualify. And those that qualify under this particular program, and I wanna stress this, any child under the age of 18, doesn't say student, 18 and under, what did I say it wrong?
Under 18.
I'm sorry.
So it's 18.
18 and under. Any one of them, 18 and under, qualifies for this. They do not have to be a student. We will do this starting March 30th on a Monday. They will be given a weekly packet of food and distributed at these 7 locations. The following fire departments: Leavenworth, Alton, English, Tazewell, Milltown, Marengo, and the community park across from the high school. We're gonna send out through our system something very similar to a Survey Monkey that will poll the number of people that want to participate and how many meals that they will need and where they can pick them up. And through that system, we will be able to allocate those meals at those locations. And then after we receive that information, we'll have a time frame for them to operate. That could be any particular 2-3 hour time frame for the meals to be picked up. I want to make sure I'm clear on all of these things before I move on.
How does the public know when to be that?
We're going to inform them through our system because it also throws it on Facebook. It throws it all on all of our student body and our staff. And then, of course, the gentleman sitting back here in the back is probably going to print that in the paper. So, we're looking at the first waived week that we have set up at that period of time. If this gets bigger and we need more waived weeks, we will continue this out. We have enough commodities in store in our school system right now to go into the summer if we need to. So basically what I'm telling you is, no matter how many days end up getting canceled, we're set up to help out our student, or basically our student body and others, through the duration of time that this could be. Of course, we're set up right now, 2 weeks off, which we already knew, for spring break. We're operating right now on a week that has been waived, with the following week as an e-learning week, unless that's extended. And if it's extended, we may have to go into 2 or 3 weeks of wave time, whatever comes down the line as it comes. But the last week, possibly before we would be eligible to come back to school, we'll evaluate whether we need to go into that e-learning week or not. It's just gonna depend on how big this thing gets. But I feel like all of our communication with the state, they're very satisfied with how we're doing this, and how we're going to deliver that information and how we're going to deliver the meals. Again, the times will be set after we know how many are going to participate, to reduce the number of overreach that we would, and waste that we don't need to have. Then along with that, in my meeting yesterday with county agencies, we're also going to announce what Crawford County United Ministries, they have a food pantry down at Breeden Library on Tuesdays between 10 and 4. We have the Lincoln Hills Church over between English and Tazewell, that is 8 to 10 every first and third Saturday, and their first one's actually going to be March the 21st. We also have the community partners of Crawford County at the English Wesleyan on the second and fourth Friday from 4 to 6. I'm probably forgetting, we have Dare to Care at English Elementary on Saturdays. The first qualifying day now would be April 11th. So that's for all of our folks, adults, kids, anybody else that we will announce through our communication systems, so that we feel like we're hitting about everybody in our school community that we can possibly hit with the information.
Did you say Dare to Care, or did you say that was April 11th?
I've got Dare to Care on Saturdays at English, and the first qualifying day will be April the 11th.
It's the second Saturday.
They must have just had one,
It's the second Saturday of the month.
Second Saturday.
so we missed that one.
Now, where's it at?
And I'll have much more accurate information on our automated and our notification system. I'll have it all lined out so that people will know exactly where to go, what time to go,
Second Saturday.
and what they can get. And as I said earlier, there's probably been some people that have never participated, but after they go to the local grocery stores and look at what's not on the shelf, they may be participating in the next given 4 to 8 week period of time. So I feel like we're doing what we can do at this point in time. We will transport the meals to those locations on our activity buses, and we will have a food service person from our ranks at each of those locations to distribute those box lunches as a grab and go.
And who was the contact, if somebody wanted to volunteer, who to contact?
They need to call Sherilyn if they're gonna be. Sherilyn Johnson is our food service director for the school corporation.
And make the delivery one time a week.
She'll coordinate. We will start it on that Monday. We'll have people preparing that weekend for that first Monday to take care of the week. And then we'll continue to do that as long as we need to. And that's all I have for new business. You want me to just segue into the superintendent's comments right now, or what?
Yeah, okay, if there's no other discussion on that.
I'll just, is there anything, any questions about any of that?
Is that pretty clear, guys? Chris, is that pretty clear?
We may expand deliveries 2 days.
You know, let's just say, if there's any questions, they can call in, we'll answer. Glad to. Whatever we can do to help out. Under my remarks, great joy, we won the sectional in boys basketball. It was just a tremendous thing. The disappointment is not to prove that we're better than any 64 that were left in the field. We felt like we were on our way, and I feel like we were on our way. We had turned the corner, and everything was good, and we were confident, and I wish we could have finished. Currently, it's postponed. So I guess that leaves a dim light out there somewhere that maybe it could happen. But we'll keep everyone posted as to whether that actually comes off or not. I think that's it. That would be included in our resolution. Just as a side note, bus drivers who are contracted kind of fell into a different group, but we're gonna pay them minus their expenses.
They're not,
I'm sorry?
yeah, the oil and the gas
Gas
and things
and
that
those
they
kind
would
of
use.
things, we'll take care of paying them minus what it is as an idle setting bus.
See, we're getting some maintenance work done on the roof now?
Yes. As a matter of fact, this month will be a blessing for that part of it, because they should get the biggest part of it done.
Downspouts,
They don't do downspouts, they're just
I mean, there's still issues there.
No, I got that fixed in the middle of the year. And I think that's it for me.
Has anybody else got anything?
Jessica, you practically lived in here with us. Am I missing anything at all that you can think of?
No, I think we covered it. I think we covered everything.
Okay. And again, if there's questions, call us.
Will there be somebody here for to get the bids?
I'll be here.
You'll be here?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Troy?
Martin makes a motion.